guys, this is Dormouse03.
And I'm Iron Praetorian.
And we are going to talk about Skull and Bones, which was announced this year at E3 in the Ubisoft conference. And it is something that was totally unexpected, at least by me. This is something that I had no idea was being worked on.
Yep, and it's a pirate combat simulator, which is awesome because we both really enjoyed the pirate combat from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and this very much looks like that, but in its own game.
Right, and I think the team that developed this game is the same team that did that ship combat in Black Flag, and so they just kind of took that and said, let's make our own game that's based around that, which is awesome, you know? That was a really unique thing that they did in that game, and I think it's very cool that they're able to use that for its own thing, which is I think I'm interested.
Yeah, so it looks like there's 4 different classes of ship, at least that we've seen, which was man of war, frigate, brigantine, and schooner. So your man of war is your big battleship, and we saw them as like pirate hunters in the game mode. So they have the biggest guns, but I think they travel the slowest. And you got your frigate, which is the next one down, you know, quite a few guns, still fairly slow. And then your brigantine, which is basically your rammer that has like a giant ram on the front, which looked like it might be fun to play. And then your schooner / sloop that was the agile variant that doesn't seem to have much armament but moves fairly quickly.
Right, and they had your mortars so they could spot things and fire from a distance, which is super cool. And so I don't really know exactly what this thing is, if it's just what I think it might be another For Honor situation where it looks like it's just multiplayer because that's what they showed, but I think it might be more open world. And because they said something like this is a PvP hotspot or this is a PvP area that they were going into. And so I think it might be something where they have PvP that you can do, but it may also be something that you can just kind of go and explore and hunt for treasure and stuff like that outside of PvP.
Yeah, so you could do the co-op side of stuff with your friends and go and raid like trading convoys or maybe attack a fort or whatever, take over a settlement. If that is even in the game, we didn't see any of that, but we'd assume there'd at least be some different kind of game modes other than raid this convoy, try and get as much loot, more loot than the other team, and then escape the pirate hunters at the end.
Right, because they said that was one of their modes, and so I'm assuming that there's going to be different things. We don't even know if you can get off of the ship or if it is only ship combat, because they showed a thing where, you know, it was like, and now we're going to board this ship, and it looked like that was just kind of a cutscene, and based on your strength versus the other ship's strength, it decides how successful you are at boarding. But I mean, that may not be the final thing.
Well, because you could do it in Assassin's Creed, jump on board and attack people, so hopefully that is also a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool, but it seemed like, from what they showed, it wasn't, at least not in that mode.
Right, yeah, because you're trying to destroy as many enemy ships as possible rather than board them. But there might be like a boarding mode where you need to get on board and steal loot or take someone hostage or whatever.
Yeah, that's possible.
I did like the teamwork in it, where like the schooner was getting badly damaged, so the frigate sails in front of it and takes like the broadside so that the sloop can get away. And then at the end of the battle, when they're trying to escape, the brigantine sacrifices itself against one of the man of wars so that the frigate can escape because it's got the most amount of treasure. So it's like it's like chess where you can sacrifice pieces to help other pieces, which is kind of cool. So there's definitely some strategy involved in there.
Yeah, and I think it'll be interesting to coordinate with a team of people controlling different things. And, it's basically like you pick your class. You pick your class, which you want to do, which you have the most skill with and whatnot. And, maybe try to upgrade that ship type. And then you're going to play as that ship type when you're doing this 5v5 thing. Which was cool. I don't know. I think it's really interesting. I'm hopeful that they're going to have some type of single player or co-op story component to it.
Yeah, because that's definitely our bread and butter when it comes to games that we like to play together. So that would be awesome. And at the end, they show tentacles coming up through the skull and bone symbol, which makes me think that there may be some form of sea monster combat game mode, which would be amazing.
Yeah, well, they showed the little bit with the guy on the ship and then the big kraken up underneath the shadow of it up underneath the ship. So, it looks like there's going to be a different mode. And it looks like, because he talked about having seasons and things like that.
Which sounds very For Honor-y.
Yeah, exactly. And so it seems like it's kind of For Honor ship combat version, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I enjoyed the For Honor demo that we played.
It's just that there were too many other games on our radar at the time, and we just haven't got around to playing it yet.
Yeah, definitely. But I think as long as it does have something more than the PvP component, as long as it does have a single player or co-op story or PvE stuff that you can just kind of sail around and do, that will make me a lot more interested in it than just the PvP thing. But I think it looked interesting. It was cool. It was definitely a surprise reveal, which is nice.
I'm also wondering if they're doing it to go up against Sea of Thieves a little.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. They were like,
pirates and pirates.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that they've had this in development for quite a while because they probably had the idea for it back when they were doing Black Flag, and then it just kind of evolved into what it is now.
I'm now imagining the team that did Black Flag. They're like, right, you guys did the Assassin's Story stuff. You're on Origins now. You guys did the naval combat stuff. You're now on Skull and Bones. So they split the people up. We're like,
I mean, I think that is exactly what they did. I think it looked cool, and I'm interested to see more about it, and I think they said it's coming out next year, so good stuff. Let us know what you thought about Skull and Bones, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.
Goodbye.